Did you know that you can declutter an entire room in just 30 days? Every single client I've worked with has been successful in doing so, and you can too. It takes a little prep and commitment and that eye twitch area in your home that causes you anxiety. Every time you walk into it, will go from messy to clean and tidy with this simple formula. This is not a video about one item a day. We are gearing up for a major room transformation. Let's jump into 3 simple steps to help you make that happen. Step number 1, the magic is in the planning. One of the biggest mistakes that I see a lot of clients make is that they jump right into decluttering or sometimes even organization without actually investing the time to have a strategy or a plan in place. What this does is it causes aimless, sporadic decluttering where you do a little bit over here and a little bit over here. You're doing the work. You're putting in the time, the energy, the effort, but you're not really seeing much progress. And motivation obviously comes out of taking action, but out of seeing results. And when we sporadically declutter and when we have no game plan, the amount of results we see is very, very little. So oftentimes we give up. If you want to transform an entire room of your home in just 30 days, we gotta take a few minutes to plan. And this is how planning takes place. Step 1, identify all areas of clutter. So this is done through something I call a walkthrough. So you're gonna grab your phone or a piece of paper. I prefer paper and pen. You're gonna walk around your home, you're gonna connect to your space, and you're going to write down all the areas of clutter. So your kitchen, your entryway, your bathroom, your master bedroom, your closet, whatever. You're gonna make a quick, simple list. Once you've completed your list, you're gonna label the items on a scale of 1 to 5 in order of importance. So number 1 is must get done. These are your eye twitch areas. Whereas number 5 is kind of like, well, I can kind of get to the basement when I get to the basement. If you have a very small space like me, I have a small apartment, then you can just label things on a scale of 1 to 3. Once you've done that, you are ready to move on to step 2 of the planning phase, and it is to identify that one area in your home that you will be starting with. So you're going to choose from one of your ones. So let's say you've selected the kitchen. Now, looking at the kitchen, you're like, oh my God, this is so incredibly overwhelming. So we're not done yet. You're gonna take the kitchen, you're gonna write kitchen on top, and then you're gonna break up your kitchen into smaller, more manageable projects, right? This relieves the stress, relieves the overwhelm, and serves as a guide, as a roadmap of what you will be decluttering in small, short sprints. Number 3 of the planning phase is to pencil it in. The truth is, if you don't schedule it in, it probably won't happen, and you're gonna give into the dreaded procrastination bug. For a detailed tutorial on how to create a decluttering plan for your entire home, you can join my free live Zoom workshop. I do it every 2 weeks, and you can find more information and the dates in the description. All right, so now that we took a moment to plan, which is important, please do not skip step 1 if you are committed to decluttering an entire room. So we made our game plan. We are ready to move on to step 2. Step 2 is to simply stick with your schedule. Now, it sounds simple enough, yet a lot of times we have a lot of momentum that first week. We're like, yeah, we're doing it, and then something happens and we're like, oh man, I don't want to do this anymore. If you want to declutter an entire room and go room by room, right, and declutter your entire home this year, you got to stick to your schedule. So how do we do that? Here's an example of one of my clients who was able to declutter her entire kitchen in just 30 days. This was her schedule, and I held her accountable to it. While she noted 30 minutes during weekdays, she frequently went over. So I encourage you to commit to a realistic number that fits in with your lifestyle and time constraints. Declutter in 15-minute increments, declutter in 30-minute increments, 60-minute increments if you can stretch it. When I'm working with clients, one of the things that I've observed is they want to overcommit to the time that they're going to be decluttering. And then what happens is they're disappointed when, they have 3 kids in the home and a partner, and they have to cook and they have to go to work, and they're like, Margo, I can't find 2 hours. And I'm like, because we're overcommitting. So it's best practice to undercommit. So if you think you can do 30 minutes, maybe start with 20. And then if you go over the clock, well, that's just bonus points. The point is, you could always adjust the frequency and how often per week you do it, but start with something that is reasonable. A great practice to sticking with your schedule is also to set alarms. The reality is, we're busy. We are very busy. We have a lot of things going on. So oftentimes it's very easy to forget something like decluttering, especially when it's a brand new habit that you're trying to build. This is why I love setting alarms. I live and breathe my Alexa. She is literally my guided companion. If you've decided to, let's say, declutter 3 times a week in 30-minute increments at 10 o'clock in the morning, set 2 alarms in your phone or on your Alexa. Set 1 to go off at 10 a.m., reminding you, right? This is how we overcome procrastination, distractions, and all that fun stuff. Reminding you that it is time to declutter, and set a second alarm 30 minutes later for when you will stop. Now, here's a little decluttering coach pro tip. On days when you are not scheduled to declutter, so let's say you're doing 2 days a week or 3 days a week, that doesn't mean that you don't declutter. So we want to continue with the maintenance, the building the habit, the momentum, and the motivation. So when I work with clients, I encourage them on days that they don't have a decluttering session, simply toss 1 to 5 random items around the house. This could be a paper clip, it could be a book, it could be a piece of paper, it could be, a broken picture frame, whatever it is. Every single one of us can find 1 to 5 random items a day to get rid of. And of course, don't forget your supplies. If you are venturing in on the decluttering journey, the last thing you want to happen to you is you don't have garbage bags or boxes to get rid of your stuff. And it's just sitting there in piles. I've been there, okay? Learn from my mistakes. Prep in advance. Get supplies. I recommend that you purchase black garbage bags, not bags that are see-through. Because if you're somebody who struggles with decision fatigue and the remorse of letting go, if you have things sitting in clear bags in your living room or your entryway waiting to be either thrown out or recycled or donated, you probably will be very tempted to take some items out. So black garbage bag hides it all. If you can't see it, you can't go through it. Get into the habit of getting stuff out of your house as quickly as possible. Don't let it sit there. Pre-plan in advance. So for example, if you're going to be donating things, ahead of time, schedule your pickup or get an idea of when you can drop off, on what days and what times, when you're going to be doing it, put it in your cart, whatever it is, but plan for getting the items, the bags, the boxes out of your house as quickly as possible. If you're getting value from my video, contribute to my coffee addiction by smashing that like button. And step number 3 for decluttering your home in 30 days is to not do it alone. Statistically, your chances of completing or rather finishing a project go up by 92% if you have an accountability partner. One of the things that I see very, very often is that we will start and we will stop. Think about New Year's resolutions. A lot of us make New Year's resolutions to go to the gym or exercise or to eat healthier or to, stop drinking so much coffee. Okay, guilty. And we're not successful. After a week, after 2 weeks, maybe after a month, we completely give up. Well, statistically, if you have somebody that you're reporting to, it could be somebody you're doing it with, or somebody that's merely checking in on you and saying,
status update, what did you declutter today?
And keeping you accountable to your schedule, your chances of success go up by 92%. So your accountability partner could be a friend, it could be a neighbor, it could be a partner, your mom, it could be a decluttering coach like me. This is why my clients are so successful in decluttering their homes, because I'm on them. Like, what's going on? Did you do it? If you want this year to be the year that you eliminate a lot of clutter from your home, an accountability partner is a must. If you're invested in being successful, if you're invested in this is the year, right? We're not procrastinating, we're not postponing, we're committed to this year being it. Invest in accountability partner. For how we can work together, you can check out more information in the description below. Cluttering an entire room is possible, but it does require commitment and hard work. And of course, don't forget to celebrate your wins along the way. For more on how you can create a decluttering plan, you can check out this video here. As always, good luck on your decluttering journey. Thank you so much for watching, and always remember to be good to yourself.